We often hear the term disruptive technologies and we think internet, but healthcare too is being disruptive by innovative design and commercialisation. Atomo Diagnostics founder John Kelly, an engineer by training, set about creating a user-friendly and accurate one-stop shop to test blood for several chronic diseases. Came up with AtomoRapid, a first in handheld rapid blood tests for out in the field or at home. John Kelly, the CEO of Atomo Diagnostics, spoke to Helen Daly on Business Agenda.
Oh, yes.
Okay, John Kelly, good to have you with us.
Yes,
Thank you for coming.
me.
Now, you brought the device in,
yes.
but you are an engineer,
yes.
armed with an MBA from Sydney University.
Yes.
How did you and why did you get involved in a medical device?
I'd worked in the medical device industry for 15 years, since I came to Australia at ResMed, and then later at Unilife Medical. So I had a background in medical devices, and my daughter had a lot of issues with blood collection for testing in hospital, and I started looking at ways to develop an easier, more patient-friendly way to do blood testing near the patient.
What, that meant she didn't have to constantly go into a hospital, have a medical professional administer a blood test, perhaps get bruising,
yes,
that sort of thing?
so venous draw was not necessary for a lot of diagnostic applications, so it was really about trying to work out what quantity of blood was needed and work out a more user-friendly way to deliver that blood to the test.
All right. Can you pick up the device? And we might just try this on this camera over here.
Yeah.
So hold it up a bit higher. Yeah, so that's it. Now, what is this green? Is that where the needle comes out?
Yeah, so most test kits in the market are sort of chemistry, bits-in-a-box test kits. And what we've done is integrate...
I'm just going to turn it around a bit so people... it's odd, but in a different camera. Right, so that's it.
Yeah,
the green bit on the end.
So that's a safety lancet that's built in, and then we have the blood collection and delivery system also built in. Right. So we've taken the bits in a box and brought it down into a sort of consumer-friendly device.
So it takes the blood, it stores the blood,
and then delivers it directly into the test, and you get the result, kind of like a pregnancy test.
Right.
Yeah.
Okay. Oh, okay. Here we go. There's the close shot.
Yeah.
So the green bit on the end is where the needle comes out.
Yes, and it locks out safely after use.
Right, and then that moves up and it stores the blood. And then you get the actual results there and then.
Here, yes, within 5 minutes.
Okay,
so it's safe and easy. Yeah.
How do you know how accurate? How did you get it so accurate? So that every time you use one of these, say if it's the HIV one, you know that person will find out whether they have HIV or not.
So we went...
So 100% accurate?
Well, we launched it in South Africa earlier this year. The South African government did 2 separate lab studies, and across about 520 positive patients, we had 100% sensitivity, so we detected every positive.
Wow, that's
including weak positive. So the product works very well. We've partnered in South Africa with the Desmond Tutu HIV Foundation, and their clinical users love it, and they're now running an at-home adolescent study for adolescent tests at home because of the stigma. They don't want to come into clinics to be tested. But
also to be able to go out to many rural communities in Africa and be able to take some of these devices out there, that people don't have to come to a hospital.
Sure, of course. So there's hundreds of millions of rapid tests done globally each year.
How did you decide to target, or why did you decide to target the developing world?
The errors in the developing world are larger, and in terms of lateral flow tests, malaria and HIV were the 2 tests that were having the biggest disease burden. So we wanted to target them because we felt we could have the most benefit there immediately. And we've launched HIV and malaria next month.
The sort of gadget, the device, I shouldn't call it a gadget, the device, I mean, as you said, we've had very small pregnancy devices that women have been able to use at home, very easy.
Yeah.
So in that sense, it's not new. So what is new and innovative about your product?
We've taken a kit that has 5 or 6 items that's quite difficult to use, particularly in doctors' offices or in the home, and we've engineered it into an easy-to-use device that can be deployed in consumer testing. And consumer testing is the fastest-growing market within diagnostics now.
So is this the first time that you can get a result from a blood test in the same kit that takes the blood test?
No, but it's the first time that someone has gone about designing something that's easy and safe for a consumer to use.
All right.
So it's quite disruptive in that respect because it now empowers the user to do testing in their own home.
So I could take one of those home and use it?
Subject to regulatory approval. So different countries have different attitudes. In the US and the UK, home HIV testing is permissible. In Australia, not yet. Although I think that's going to change.
All right. So at the moment, some jurisdictions you need a health professional, a medical professional.
Yes, you do. For HIV, for other things like allergy, celiac. Less regulation about at-home use.
So you developed this in Australia. It must have been a minefield, not only product development for an engineer, you'd had the ResMed, but also to navigate those regulatory areas that you really need to get approval.
There's a lot of expertise in Australia. ResMed, Cochlear, they generate a lot of professionals in the field. We've had a really good team. We struggled initially to attract funding, but as we signed an agreement last year with a large multinational and then won in New York earlier this month the International Medical Device Awards.
What, to back you? To invest? Or to buy products,
to license our technology for their own use.
Okay.
But we've also decided to market our own tests as well.
Did you get help from Australian taxpayers?
We did. The Australian government supported us through Commercialisation Australia, which is an innovation grant, and that was very helpful at the time, and we're very grateful for that. That support is pretty good for Australian startups.
How difficult is it to start up in this country?
It's difficult to start up, and it's more difficult to keep going. But I think if you've got the right product, and it's a disruptive product that has a global need, there is money available, and we've used it wisely. And now we can go to the global market and do some deals, and now bigger companies are starting to take notice.
All right. What sort of sales? Can you give us an idea of what you're doing?
Well, we've launched in Southern Africa in a number of countries. We're doing European clinicals for self-testing. We're about to finalise an agreement with a US company for
Are you getting any money in the
We are getting some money in the bank, but we're still obviously cash dependent from capital to expand globally. So we're going to do a raise in Australia later this year, and that will allow us to roll out beyond developing markets into Europe, the US, and into consumer testing.
So what are the plans for Europe and the US?
We went to New York a couple of weeks ago and won the International Medical Design Awards.
Yes, congratulations.
And, yes, no, it was really good to do that. And from that,
what does that mean?
It's kind of like the Oscars for medical devices. So it was really good to get that international recognition. We beat some large US multinationals for the top award. So out of the recognition from that, we now have a number of listed companies approaching us and starting to talk about licensing and funding. So it's been really positive.
That's fantastic. Yeah. Will you stick with this device and grow this device, or are you looking at now other devices?
The device itself can support lots of different tests. So we're looking at celiac, allergy. So there's a wide range of tests on this platform, and we also have some other products up our sleeve as well. Yeah.
John Kelly, it's been great to meet you.
Thank you. Thanks for the time.
Okay.
Well, we'll get some analysis coming up in just a moment on the moves in oil markets, of course, as we watch that crisis in Iraq so closely. US crude up, Brent down. We'll get analysis on why. Peter Amandio from Chicago Energy is joining us next.
Introducing the multifunction lap desk, the comfy portable table you can use virtually anywhere. Perfect for writing, reading, drawing, computer work, craft work, even meal times. The multifunction lap desk is a stable platform that helps protect you from computer heat, while the base is made from luxurious cushion material. On top, there's a drink holder, pens and pencil bay, and a cordless adjustable LED light that brightens any task. It's lightweight and portable with a built-in handle, perfect for the car, the office, anywhere. Look for the multifunction lap desk available at Big W.
Not even for a Schmacko's 12.